Welcome to the Busy Woman's Guide to Being Soft, Open, and Receptive. So maybe this is you. Maybe you have a high achieving personality. You love what you do. You love your to do list. Maybe you're a super busy mom, an entrepreneur, and you have a busy life. And you have learned how to achieve. You're very good at it. You're very good at ticking off those tasks. You learned how to achieve, but you haven't necessarily learned how to receive. And so in this video, I'm going to be going over how to be open and how to receive from your feminine energy. We're going to be going over how to be soft, open, and receptive, but softness in a way that is natural to you. Softness in a way that is not performance, but it is your natural expression of your divine feminine, of the soft nature within you, and how to let that out so that you can lead your life not only from your drive and your achievement muscle and your go hard, busy life, but you can also lead your life through your feminine receptivity, softness, rest, openness, and magnetism. So I'm going to be going over the blocks that you might have in your life to being receptive, to your natural receptive nature, how to remove those blocks. We're going to be going over techniques in self-care, in feminine energetics of how to open to your softness and how to be open, receptive, and really in your magnetism and soft nature. So let's get right into it. If you have questions, I have answers. So, what I see when I have busy women clients in my life and what I observe from my own life is that the first thing is that have a nervous system setting. And our nervous system might be set into a space of hustle, of grind, of pushing. And that feels very natural to us. That feels very good to our body because it is familiar. So your nervous system might be set to survival mode. And you might not even be consciously aware of it. So when you do actually rest, or when you are like, dang, I need to slow down, or I need to just take a breath. If you take too long in being slower, or you take too long in your resting state, that can feel very unnatural for you. That can feel it can feel off. It can feel wrong. It can feel a bit yuck because your body, your nervous system is used to a certain level of movement, of grind, a certain amount of hormonal mix that's within your body that your body is actually craving. Your body is actually slightly addicted to it. And so what I see in the world is I see that women have their nervous system setting to a point of movement, constant to-do list. It's a bit of restlessness. It is a bit of being really productive and feeling like you have to constantly be on the go, constantly be on a hamster wheel, constantly be doing something in the name of productivity, in the name of being busy. Because when you actually sit down and you actually take a breath, take a beat, it can feel very uncomfortable. But what happens when we take a beat? What happens when we relax? What happens when we don't have the music on and the to-do list? Our emotions come forward, don't they? Our emotions come forward, memories come forward, real life feelings come forward. And sometimes our to-do list is how we're numbing ourselves. Our to-do list is how we are distracting ourselves from feeling the big feelings that are coming up. Our to-do list is a numbing pattern because as long as you're on the go and as long as you do, you are less feeling. And sometimes we're avoiding those feelings and we will do anything. Again, this is very subconscious. This is very much like you're not aware that you're doing it, but it's happening. You're not probably consciously choosing not to feel, but you are not feeling. We're just doing. And so softness, rest can feel uncomfortable. And we also have a lot of programming around softness, around rest, because we can see it as weakness. We can see it as, oh, I'm being lazy. We can see it as it's not productive or it's not going to bring me any closer to my dreams. It's not going to make me feel any better. What will make me feel better is ticking off these to-do lists. But what I want you to consider is that your nervous system setting is actually running the show. Your subconscious patterning is actually running the show. So I'll give you an example of this. I had a client, a one-to-one client, who I was working with, who she is a very high achieving woman. She had her own business, and she said that she wanted a man that was high quality man, a very masculine man. She wanted a man that was very well to do because she had her own money, and she wanted him to like match her energy in terms of excellence, in terms of financial status. She wanted this level of man. She wanted him to be healthy and all of these things. And so we were working together, but yet she had this other guy from her past who is not that in any way. He was not at all what she claimed that she wanted. So when we identify what she wanted, right, and we're working together, we're working towards and working through the blocks to getting her to the man that she wanted, she would, at the end of the session, she would still be like, but what about the other guy? And I would be like, what about him? Like, you didn't let him go? He's not what you want. But see, her nervous system was set to a certain point of only receiving the breadcrumbs or the la mierda. I don't know if I could curse like that, but la mierda that this other person was giving to her. She was used to that. She was comfortable with that. And so she believed that's what she deserved. And so even though despite being an intelligent woman and consciously wanting this great love from healthy masculine man who had a certain amount of financial responsibility and capability in his life, in his embodiment. That's what she wanted consciously. She was still in this subconscious pattern of like accepting or like attaching to breadcrumbs and that which she didn't want. Like this guy was with another woman, like all types of things that she's not consciously choosing, but it was a subconscious, this is all I believe I can deserve. This is what I'm comfortable with. It was very, very subconscious and sneaky. So I want you to think about your own subconscious patterns in terms of what do you believe you deserve? How comfortable are you with your rest? How comfortable are you with being open and receiving that which you believe and that which you consciously choose? So you're consciously, I'm choosing this, but yet subconsciously my choices look like this. So don't judge yourself, but I want you to be very, very aware of what's beneath the surface. What is going on subconsciously with me that I believe I deserve this because this is what I have been receiving. Another thing that I see, and this is a huge, huge shadow in the collective of the feminine. In the collective of the feminine, we have a big, I wouldn't say obstacle, I want to say journey with our own concept of self-worth. So in the realm of the feminine, we have feminine energy that is a very, very vast area of life. Yes, it is one of the most powerful energies that literally is on the planet. And so when we see feminine energy, there's all types of feminine energy. There is the divine feminine. There is that is the aspect of feminine, that is the aspect of the divinity. So we're dealing with the divine energy that can flow through you. We have feminine energy that is the doormat, that is drama, that is like puts herself below everyone, that is in servitude, that it allows abuse. And that is another aspect of feminine energy. So in the collective of feminine energy, there is a wound. And I want you to tap into your relationship with this wound, and is the relationship of your own self-worth, of your own value, of knowing your own value. Because a lot of us, we're groomed and put in culture and school, etc., to only see and only experience our value if it is external of us. So if I see that other people are praising me, if I see that I have followers, I have subscribers, I have other people showing me, I have plaques on my wall, okay, then I'm valuable. That's the only way I can feel it. And so if we're living like this, which we all have degrees of this, if we weren't taught to inherently have value to ourselves and affirm it for ourselves and know that, and so that program is coming from our childhood. If you had to morph, if you had to change, if you were not affirmed of your value and your radiance and your beauty and your intelligence and your divine spark, if that was not affirmed to you as a little girl, then you might have morphed into someone that I need someone else to see me. I need to look out here so I know my self-worth. If he loves me, then I'm lovable. If these people are praising me and bigging me up, then okay, then. But if they're not, if I don't have likes, if I don't have a lot of subscribers, if I don't have a lot of money in my bank account, if I don't have praise from the outside, then if that affects your inner world, if that affects your sense of self-worth, your value, if your emotional, your inner world is contingent upon the external, then you will constantly be seeking the external in order to feel good, in order to feel valuable, and in order to feel your self-worth. And that is very dangerous waters to swim in, especially as a woman, because you will then do whatever it takes in order to feel your value. You'll go the extra mile, you do the extra thing, you give more and give more and give more. And the more that you give, the more that you deplete yourself. And the more you deplete yourself, the less radiance you have, and the less that people can really truly see your value and see your worth and see your radiance and see your divinity, because your energy is scattered, because your energy is external of you. And so it is dangerous, and it happens all the time to various degrees. So if you are exhausted in relationships and you give so much, maybe you give so much to your clients, or you give so much to your friends, or you give so much to your spouse, and you're constantly like, I'm going to help you. We're going to do this together. And you just give and you give and you give and you give. But then they turn around and they don't necessarily appreciate you. They kind of take you for granted. They take advantage of your kindness, of your heart, of your energy. If you feel depleted and you feel like my energy is not being valued in spaces, look into that self-worth. Look into your own sense of value. And where does it come from? Where do you feel and where do you affirm your value? Where do you get it from? So I have, in my own life, I have observed this. So if, for example, have a set point of value, did you believe yourself to be valuable at this level? And that's the only set point that you'll be able to receive from. So if you believe that your value is here and the universe is trying to give you more than that, you will sabotage. You will not be able to hold that. You will not be able to energetically hold that. There was a girl I know, I'll give you an example. She's from New York, and she was a single mom, a bunch of toxic relationships, right? A bunch of toxic relationships. And she, struggled with her own sense of self-worth. She's a religious girl. And so she prayed to God to find a husband. She wanted that husband so bad. She wanted him to be a good father to her son. And she was just like open, that's what she wanted consciously. So in comes this guy. And he's religious too, and he loves her. And not only does he love her, he loves her son as if that's his own. You would think that's he stepped in so much that the actual birth father of the son started stepping up because he saw this man was like really taking over the father role. So he's loving her. He gets down on one knee, proposes to her. He marries her. He treats her like a queen. He accepts her son and like as if that's his own son. He's doing all the things. They're going to church together, all the things. What happened to her? She said, it did not match her nervous system. It did not match what she believed subconsciously, like below the surface. It did not match what she believed she deserved. It was too good. She got bored. But really, it was self-worth. It was value. How she really saw herself. Her nervous system was set point to chaos, drama, someone mistreating her. So she had something that was calm. She had good treatment. She got what she prayed for. And what did she do? She sabotaged it completely, ruined the marriage, ruined it in a way that is irreversible, very disrespectfully. And so because that did not match her value, her own sense of value and where she was then. So that's an extreme example in this real life. So you can look at different things within your own life of what has been offered to you that you were just like, oh, no, no, no. You brushed it off very subconsciously because your set points, your sense of value, your inner sense of worth was at this point, and what you were, the universe, or what was being presented to you was much bigger. There was too much of a gap. So just reflect on that. So, how to be open, soft, and receive as a busy woman. One of the key pillars is to look at your self-care. Now, if you're busy and you tend to be someone that is very left brain, you're very logical, very analytical, very like that, you might be doing a self-care routine that is based off of like something you saw outside, like maybe a TikTok, maybe a YouTube, maybe something. You got your self-care and you do it, but there might be something missing. It might be a self-care routine that is based in shoulds, and I want you to get your self-care routine based from your body. What lights you up? What lights up your heart? What makes you feel like an ultimate goddess that you can just, and it's different for everyone. So you can get inspo from different people, but you have to connect to your body. So for some people, it's their hair. They love to get their hair done, and that makes them feel like ultimate goddess. For some people, it's a bath. Some people don't like baths. So your self-care routine has to be completely up to and designed for your own unique body. What is lighting her up? What makes her feel like a magical, sensual goddess? And so you can discover maybe it's not the 72-step skincare routine, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's putting on one of those, I have those little, it's like a white noise maker thing from when my babies were babies, and it makes the sound of rain, and you can put on the sound of rain and like light a candle and read a novel. Maybe it's your scent. Maybe you have to create a scent from your essential oils and you rub that into your head. Whatever it is, there's something in the self-care routine that I want you to either add or delete, but I want you to create it based on your body and what is lighting her up and what's making her feel like time just doesn't exist. I can do this forever. It feels so good and delicious for your body. So if you're busy, you might be doing maybe the bare minimum, maybe not enough. And so I want you to prioritize self-care. I always say this, to prioritize it and schedule it in because it is key to your receptivity. Why? Receptivity is an energetic force of being a woman. It is part of our nature is the receptivity, which is the ability to receive, the ability to have things come towards us. Think about the egg. The egg comes out of the ovary, she comes down the uterine tube and takes her time. It is the sperm that are zoom, 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 zoomies. It is the sperm that is going and rushing, 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 moving towards the egg. But the action is the sperm going towards the egg. The action is when we make love, we are receiving. Our bodies are literally designed to receive. And so the feminine is about receptivity. It is about filling yourself up. It is about filling yourself up with goodness, with good things that light you up, that make you feel good. And that is very much a feeling-based energy. It's very much a feeling-based routine. So you can look and see and read in books and look at different people and what they do. None of that matters if it doesn't light up your body. So that it takes taking into consideration and being really in tune with your body, being connected to her and like, I really like that. That was good for me. It was good for us. We love that. So being in tune with your body, what is she like? And doing that. And doing that so that you prioritize it, you have it all up in your schedule. It's a non-negotiable, whatever it is, because self-care becomes the foundation for your receptivity, because it is a towards you motion. You are putting on your products. You are giving yourself a bath. You're adorning your body. You see everything is coming towards you. You are having this energy of coming towards you, filling yourself up, and that creates the energetic flow of receptivity. So the more good things that you give to yourself, it is almost like if you have land and you need to create pathways in the land, you need to create different trails, right? So you're going to hack with your machete these trails so that there is energetic grooves of things coming towards you. So then when you are in partnership, there's already that energetic pull towards you when you're out in the world. The more that you give to yourself, the more you take time and give to yourself and have a standard for that. What does that look like when I step outside? And you hold your standard, your energetic standard, the world will conform and continue that inward pull, continue to give to you. Continue to have that receptivity, that receptive energy as you go out in the world, because you have created it first with yourself. So you lay the groundwork with yourself. You lay the groundwork with yourself. It begins with you. Do not wait for anyone to save you. Do not wait for anyone to give you the most. It starts with you. Disney has done some damage to us because Disney and Hollywood, I wrote about this in my newsletter today, has us jacked up because we think that once we fall in love, then love will be easy. There will be no obstacles, that passion is always going to be consistently intense, that obstacles and conflict means that the relationship is over, it doesn't work, that the prince comes and love comes and then all our problems just melt away. No more problems because he's here, love is here, everything is good. Well, we know in reality that love is an initiation. True love is an initiation to learning yourself. True love is an initiation. It's when the real work begins. It's when the real work begins. Because in intimacy and in relationships, it's beautiful, it's magical, it's amazing, but it also can be excruciatingly painful because that person that you love will trigger you in your deepest core wounds. So love is an initiation. And the more that we give to ourselves, the more that we open up the channels for receiving blessings, receiving love, receiving support, receiving. So it's very important, especially if you have this I'm independent woman and I don't want anyone to give to me. I don't want that weird energy. I can do it myself. Matter of fact, I can do it better. That will start to dissolve. So let's go into the how, and how do we actually work with this? So how do we actually, what are the steps? What are the things to do to actually become more soft, open, and receptive? You have a busy schedule, you have a lot going on. What is the most important thing to do in order to become more soft and receptive and powerful? So the first and most important thing to do that's going to be make everything else much easier is to learn detachment. What do I mean by detachment? I don't mean to detach from the world and you don't care about anybody and F the world and I'm good over here. I'm an ice queen. No one can touch me. No. When you are detached, it means that you've called your energy back to you, that all of the tabs that you have open have come back to you so that you are more into your divinity. You are more connected to the divine, to your God self, your goddess, and you're able to then disconnect from the ego and become the observer. So in life, things happen. And when we detach, meaning we go into stillness every day, meaning we tend to our inner world, meaning we go and we have a meditation practice, daily meditation practice. What begins to happen is you begin to separate from this ongoing mind chatter in your mind and identifying with that voice that's always talking, that's always has something to say, and that voice that reacts all the time. When you meditate, there's a little bit of space from that, and you're able to observe your thoughts so that when things do pop up, you're not just popping off at the mouth, but you're able to then respond. How do I want to respond? You have more space between that reactive, ongoing mind chatter, and you're not over identified with that part of you. You come more into the goddess, your God essence. My name is Maya, and so Maya in Hindu means the illusion. And so this world, that everything that we see is part of that illusion, because it is the illusion that tries to trick you into thinking that you're just a human. When in reality, the real deal is that you have a spark of divinity within you. You are created by God and you are a goddess. You have a spark of God within you. And that God self is how you create your life. But if we are just focused on this world and everything that we see, we can forget that. So we must always remember, and how you remember that is through meditation, is through stillness, so that you can be clear and so that you can be present. Because when you're present, that is when you're in your feminine. The feminine is present. She's in the present moment. You're feeling, you're seeing things, you're noticing the sun, you're feeling the sun on your face, you're feeling the romantic moment, you're in the present moment. And what brings you present with most ease is to have a meditation practice. So that is the first step. It's a non-negotiable. You must go within every single day and tend to your inner world. That will make everything else easier. And if you tell me I don't have time to meditate, that's even more of an inclination that you need to meditate. Because when you meditate and you slow down, you actually move faster in life. You actually move faster because you're able to connect dots. You're able to get into synchronicity. Your frequency is able to rise so that you get not only like the support from a clear mind, but you start to get the support from the unseen world. Things start to move for you with a lot of ease and a lot of grace because you're tapped into your divinity. So that's very, very important, especially if you're busy. When you're busy and you're just going, 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 you're just going, going, going. When you take a step back, when you go into stillness, you can look at that list and be like, I don't even need to do this. Some of that stuff is just not even necessary. Again, a lot of times we are staying busy in order to not feel. It is a coping mechanism. It is a numbing strategy. So you can look at your to-do list, and let me tell you, some people will have the same to-do list and not do half of that stuff because they'll delegate it or eliminate it because it's just not necessary. So number 2, very, very important as a woman, is that you affirm your self-worth for you. That you create a strong sense of inner self-worth that is unshakable. That regardless of what is you're seeing on the external, you know you. You know you. Think about how much people out, like celebrities, might be getting so much hate. They might be getting so many people are writing the long paragraphs about what they're wearing, what they do. But how are they still showing up? First of all, they probably don't read comments, right? Think about Beyonce. People have a lot to say about her. They love her or they don't. But regardless of that, regardless of if she has a wonderful experience or she goes out there and she fumbles something, her own sense of inner worth is unshakable because she's affirming it for herself. She has created a strong inner sense of self and of worth and of worthiness, that she's going to go out into the world and she's going to sing and she's going to let her light shine. She's going to be vulnerable about her inner, like, that takes an inner work to be unshakable in that way. And so for all of us, if you had a mom like Mama Tina or you didn't, then we have to reparent ourselves, because sometimes life is lifing and sometimes it can hurt, and sometimes that hurt is our own inner child, and sometimes she needs that tenderness, that support. She needs to be tended to and affirmed and loved in the way that maybe you were not met in love when you were a child. Maybe your inner child needs to go to a dance class. Maybe she needs to go roller skating. Maybe she needs a pep talk. Maybe you're going to go and do something really big, really scary. And so you might be in the hyper independent, but there's a little girl inside of you that's really scared. Tend to her so that she's not ruling the show. And you're like, okay, I know you're really scared right now, but we've come a long way. We've got this. So talking to your inner child, but also affirming it for yourself. So one of the things that I do and something that I teach is mirror work. And you can simply just go into the mirror and look at yourself in the eyes. And you're going to say your own name. And you're going to say, I love you. So let's say your name is Natasha. You're going to say, Natasha, I love you. I love you just the way you are. You're going to look like right into the mirror, right into your eyes. I love you. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for you. And you're going to look into your eyes. You're going to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. So I love you. I love you, Natasha. So you're going to say, I love you. I'm grateful for you. So you're going to look dead in your eyes and you're going to affirm it for yourself. And you can do this every single day. And watch how over time the external world begins to respond to that frequency, begins to respond to that. So you begin to notice that your inner world is literally creating your outer world. And the more that we tend to the inner world, the easier the external gets, because life is going to come at you, but it is unfolding from you. So there's things outside that you want to change, go within first. The third thing is your self-care rituals. Hair, skin, nails, your creativity. These are all part of being receptive, being open to receive. Being open to receive because I'm giving to myself. I'm laying that foundation. I'm not waiting for any prince to come and save me. I'm creating that foundation for myself. My own divine masculine is caring for me. My own divine masculine is protecting this beautiful, emotional feminine within me. So, if you are a woman and you are very, let's say you are super logical, you go to work and you're like analyzing things, maybe you're a business owner, you're solving people's problems, you're coaching people, you're pushing your energy out there, very much left brain, all day. So when you get home, because you've been in your logical mind, I want you to get very illogical. I want you to get very dreamy, very creative. I want you to roll around on the floor and growl and like be a kid and play and be in your pleasure. Be completely on the opposite side, because it is like you've been only working one muscle. You're only working this side of the brain. The other side of the brain needs to be expressed. So you do that as a form of devotion to your own feminine energy from within. Be completely illogical and childlike. Nothing has to make sense. Just create, just be, and get into that play mode. That is part of your self-care. That is part of really releasing and cultivating your feminine. So you're getting present, you're affirming your worth, you are doing your self-care, you are cultivating your feminine from within by getting all illogical, rolling on the ground, all of this stuff, growling, playing, dancing, singing. Nothing has to make sense. It is not for product. It is not a to-do list. It's a to-be list. It's a to-feel list. I want to feel free. I want to feel freedom. I want to feel loose and open and fluid and creative and emotional and raw and tender. Like, feel all the feelings. Okay. And so the last thing is to be consistent with it. So we can look at, and be inspired by all of this. We can be inspired and we can be like, oh, this is great, I'm going to do it. But how do we make it consistent? How do we make it part of our lifestyle? Because you might just go right back, might be a couple of days like this, and then right back into how things were. So to be consistent, stay inspired. Stay inspired. Be around other women. Connect with other women who are on this path. Connect with people who inspire you to be in the feminine. Connect with people who nurture that part of you and who pull it out. So, dance classes, yoga classes, different groups, different feminine groups, different groups of girls, of women that you like. Make it a priority. Maybe you can be the one to host it once a month. We're going to do a girls group. You can do it surrounding the moon. So you can do like a moon goddess group. Just meet up, be around other women. That is another way to increase your feminine energy. But be careful. Don't be around women that complain, because our power as women is very, very potent. When women come together and they complain and they drag things down.
Hello.
Hi.
I came back. I could watch a movie here.
Okay.
I need a show. Oh, I gotta pee.
Okay, go pee.
Okay.
Literally live streaming. Oh my goodness. Okay. So be inspired. Be around other women that are not complaining, because when we complain, we create an energy field, and that energy field is very potent. So when you get around women, make sure you're not complaining. If you do, try to be the one to cut it. Maybe put a song on, start dancing and everything, so that you can actually use your energy, the potent feminine energy of when we come together as a collective, to manifest what you want. This is so powerful. I just went to a client's house, was it 2 days ago? And I used to do full moon circles. Yes. I had a dance studio, and I would get all these women together on the full moon, and we used to do manifestation techniques. We used to use crystals and talk about what we wanted to manifest. Women would manifesting babies, businesses. One woman manifested, she went to one full moon, skipped, then went to the next full moon. By that full moon, she had already manifested being a homeowner. She had bought property. So this stuff is no joke. I had several women manifest and call in babies, call in love. And so I had a group of my friends come. Every single one of them, what they had called in, this was years ago. Every single one of them had whatever they wanted to manifest had come to manifest, except one. And I saw her 2 days ago, and now she told me that manifestation has now come into the 3D reality, that she had said many years ago that she wanted to write a book, and she wrote her book. So when we come together, it is powerful. It is very powerful, and use that energy wisely. I will say that. So I have a beautiful new offer. It is called a goddess. It is amazing. Feminine embodiment, sanctuary, with live classes, with dances, with meditation. We have live calls every week, and a beautiful, I live in New York City, and a beautiful community. So if you would like to join us, the link is in the description. And this is the pre-sale price. So the price is going up on March 1st. I would love to have you come dance with us. Come be in your feminine energy and share your light with the world. I will see you next time. Peace and love.